Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today let's make a lanyard, but not just any lanyard. Let's make one that is the ultimate lanyard, one that has clips on it, D-rings on it, a nice pocket to carry some of the essentials that we need. And let's make it so we can wear it around the neck if we'd like, or maybe we would like to wear it across the body so it doesn't have all the pressure on the back of the neck and it's safe and attractive all at the same time. So these type of lanyards are great if you're just wearing one little piece of identification, but I often need to carry more. Glasses, phones, paper, business cards, pen, computer information, and every once in a while, just a little something else. So to carry anything extra, I find these are really not enough. I don't like the extra weight around my neck, and I don't like that this is going to constantly bang as I am moving about. So I like to have a lanyard that will go around my neck, but will also go crossbody. And I want to use something a little wider, like some soft strapping. So this is a 1-inch strapping, and you can get it in 100% cotton, a cotton polyester. You can also get it in nylon. Now, I would not recommend nylon as the edges can be very sharp. And I would recommend anywhere between 65 inches to 75 inches. On my strapping, I'm going to have a spot for identification, but I'm also going to carry a little bag. For the bag, I'm going to start with all of my pieces at 5 inches, and I'm going to be using a 1/4-inch seam allowance. For the inside and the outside of the bag, I am going to be using fabric cut at 5 inches by 14 inches. And I also am going to be using a fusible medium weight interfacing. For the pockets, I'm going to need a small piece, and this is 4.5 inches by 5 inches. I'm going to have 2 other pieces. They're going to be 5 inches by 13 inches, and I'm also going to use a medium weight fusible interfacing at the same size, 5 inches by 13 inches. I'm going to need a button, piece of ribbon, and it's going to be 3 inches. Thin elastic. I'm going to use 2 swivel snaps, 2 D-rings, and these are flat, 1 wide mouth slider, and 1 rectangle 1-inch ring. And these are all going to be 1 inch to match my 1-inch strapping. And to prevent my strapping from fraying, I am using a fray check or a fray stop. And I'm just going to be able to put that on the end, let it dry, and it's going to prevent it from fraying. So let's start and make the strap. From that one end, I'm going to cut 2 inches off. On that 2-inch piece, I'm going to add 1 D-ring. Just clamp it and put it aside. Now I'm going to be able to work on this long strapping. So the first thing I'm going to do is add on a swivel. And that swivel is just going to float. On one end, I'm going to add another swivel and this little rectangular piece. Fold your end back about 2 inches and you're going to be able to stitch. And that stitching is going to prevent that from sliding. And it gives it an area where it can move. And then smooth out that strap until it comes to this end. Put your wide mouth slider up and over and add that D-ring in. And then slip it in. And then tuck that end underneath that slider. I slip it up and back. So this is what we're looking at. This area, we are going to be able to adjust this to whatever size we want. We're going to have that D-ring, so if we need to attach something on, we can. We have that swivel if we need to clip on something. So this area is going to give us a lot of options. And we have that swivel still at the end. And this was all done with just 1 row of stitching. That is all we're going to need for that strapping. For the bag, I'm going to take the outside piece of fabric and fuse on that medium weight stabilizer. For the outside pocket, choose one of your pieces and fuse that onto that medium weight stabilizer. Once you've ironed that stabilizer on, iron those pieces in half. We're going to work on that outside pocket. Take your secondary piece, which is the same size, and stitch right along those top edges. Turn it so the right sides are touching. Match up those seam allowances, press, and do one row of top stitching right along those edges. Take that other piece, which is 4.5 inches by 5, fold it in half, press it, and do a little row of top stitching right along the top. So to stitch this pocket on, we're going to take that open edge and we're going to have it go 1/4 inch from that center line. And I have used my mat to line up that center line and stitch 1/4 inch going through all of those layers. Now I'm going to be able to take that pocket and fold it up. So there is that center line. So pin this so that the raw edges are tucked inside. On the side where there's the pocket, I would sew that little button on and then take that little 3-piece of ribbon, fold it in half, and it's going to be able to come down somewhere about 1 inch. And pin that so all the raw edges are out and that little loop is inside. So once this piece is done with that button on, we're going to be able to transfer it onto that big piece that we did put our fusible interfacing on. I have a center line where I pressed it, and I'm going to match that up. So you're going to see we're going to have a little bit extra along the top. This larger piece, we're going to be able to make a decision on how we want to use it. We can sew a line right down the center and have 2 long pockets. We can leave it open so we're having one big pocket, or if you'd like, stitch up from that bottom right to this top, leaving 1.5 inches. That 1.5 inches is a perfect measurement to put a pen in. Once that one line is stitched, we're going to be able to stitch right along that fold. And that's going to keep all of those layers together. We're going to put on the loop for the button and the D-ring. For the loop for that button, I am using this stretchy elastic, and it's like a fat cord. I have a piece about 12 inches, and I'm going to tie a loop on the bottom. Now that loop is a finger hold, not for the button. The button will go here. So you can see where we have that loop hanging outside of the button. Just line that up and stitch this area here. Unloop that loop, tuck it underneath that pocket, and that D-ring is going to go right over top of that little loop. So we have the D-ring and the loop underneath, and stitch that down. Now that these are all stitched on, I'm just going to leave this on and I can trim it off later. If you'd like, you can stitch both edges down. Just stitch them at a scant 1/4 inch. We're going to stitch that lining on so that we have the right side and the right side of our bag fabric touching. And stitch a 1/4 inch right here along those top edges. Now that those edges are stitched, I can trim off some of that elastic, and I don't mind leaving a little bit. Now we're going to take this, fold it in half so that the lining is matching and the bag is matching. And you're going to be able to have one seam go down and one seam go in the opposite direction. So you're going to be able to nestle those seams. Stitch down one side completely, back stitch at that corner and back stitch here. But on the second side, we're going to stitch from about here, back stitch all the way down and back stitch, and then leave this open. On the end of the bag area where that fabric is stiffer, we're going to just trim off a little V. Now take that lining and pull it over top of the bag. Just fold that a little bit and pull that lining through. I can leave that bag tucked in a little bit and then fold this and do a little row of top stitch just to close that off. Now that that little seam is closed, we're going to be able to turn that bag right side out. We now have a little D-ring. So that pocket is a secure pocket. A little pocket in the bottom, and that loop could fit your glasses, or your glasses will be able to go inside. I have an area for my pen, and I still have another little pocket, and this will get clipped right on to the swivel that is floating in that strap. So we now have that lightweight bag, an area where we can clip on more things that we need. This little D-ring can also fit your glasses. And we can have an identification badge. And it is adjustable. So this is how I am able to carry this. I'm able to adjust this up here so the strap can change the size, but with that little clip floating, I can also change the position. So if I want to have my identification up here, I can. Or if I want to have it down here, I can do that as well. And because it is adjustable, still have it go around my neck. I do hope you like my lanyard, and as always, thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.